Everyone loves to be the person that carries the team, the one who's making all the plays, getting all the e-girls and Discord kittens to message them to duo, being the guy that I'm totally not jealous of. I could totally take them in a 1v1, I'm just too busy. But in order to carry teams like that, you need to have the right legend to set yourself up. So hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down some of the best legends in Apex to solo carry your squad. Now, let's be real, if you're here, you're wanting to get better at Apex and learn how to become the best player you can be, so why haven't you checked out the GameLeap website yet? Over there we have tons of courses and guides all made from top tier players that are highly targeted towards specific aspects of Apex in order to teach you. We have VOD reviews, psychology guides, legend guides, and tons more, and this kind of stuff you will not find anywhere else, especially not on YouTube. So if you want to basically put your rank grind on steroids, click the link in the description, get a membership, and guess what? If you use code GETGOOD, GITGUD, on an annual membership, you get 50% off, so go check it out right now. But now let's talk about some solo carry legends, and what better way to start this off than with the vanilla basic solo carry legend, and that's Wraith. Wraith is very overplayed, but you cannot deny her usefulness when carrying fights. She has so much potential in her kit, it's not even funny. With Wraith, you have the ability to move your entire team from point A to B very safely with her portal. And unlike some other mobility legends, you can actually take that portal back and forth, so if the spot you went to wasn't as good as you thought it would be, you aren't forced to stay there. Wraith also has a very unique ability to play highly aggressive angles. If you get in trouble, you have the ability to just literally turn invincible and not take any damage while repositioning back to your team. Wraith is typically the IGL in a squad, and for good reason. She's always in front and is usually the most confident fighter on the team. Wraith has a ton of options when it comes to her playstyle and the options she offers a team. There's no denying how much she can do in a game with all of her utility. Now, Wraith is amazing at being in the front lines, but in terms of speed, she just can't quite keep up with our second legend, and that's my boy Octane. Octane is the best fighting legend with his kit. Everything he has is designed around being like my ex-girlfriend after we broke up, getting on top of guys as fast as possible. Octane doesn't have a lot of flexibility in his playstyle though. He is meant to be in the front line running and gunning people down, so you have to play a certain way when you're with him. With his stim and a good strafe pattern, you are almost untouchable in fights, making you take less damage and can carry a lot more easily because of that, and I don't think I really need to explain how taking less damage in fights is a good thing. Now, some people might be worried about using his stim in fights, the accuracy reduction, the health it takes. It can be a bit scary, but don't worry, with the speed boost you get, you can easily dodge some bullets, so losing health is a good trade-off. And if you're worried about the accuracy reduction, just use a gun that has solid hipfire. That way when you jump onto somebody, hipfire them and you don't have to worry about that. Octane's jump pad is also amazing because of the ability to capitalize off damage or knocks in fights. It isn't as good as it was, but it's still very useful for closing gaps. The downside to his jump pad is, unlike Wraith, this one is a one-way trip. You have to be 100% sure you want to take it. But it can be more useful than a portal in some situations because this is also a great escape tool. And Octane is fun. Running around doing drugs is always a great time, but what if you want to more carefully plan out attacks? Having the ability to find out where teams are fighting, lock someone down, and single them out. Well, for that, let's take a look at Ashe. Ashe is also a great solo carry legend, especially right now on Olympus, because she can figure out what side of the map is hot, meaning what side of the map has more fighting. With that information, she can take safer, more isolated fights and be able to abuse her arc snare to single people out. Ashe is a bit like Octane with her portal, as it's a one-way trip, but it has more access to height and pushing into buildings. So say you run into a caustic team that's barricaded up, you can actually portal past the barrels and push into that spot without triggering any of the traps. Ashe also opens up a lot of potential when singling out legends in fights because of her arc snare. If you can reliably land that in fights, you can jump onto someone that can't run away. Even landing some well-placed nades takes them out of the fight and opens up a lot of opportunity for your team. If you can make a fight a 3v2 without having to overcommit to something, that's a huge asset and can easily win more fights almost instantly. You force the other team into an awkward spot of having to stay and commit to a fight while they're down a member or they run away, to which you can chase them down with your portal and finish them off as they have their backs turned. Now, those legends are more of the offensive type. What if you want to be gathering information in fights, being helpful to the team while still being able to carry these fights easily? Well, that's where you turn to my personal main, Bloodhound. Bloodhound gathers so much information in fights, allowing you and your team to know exactly where people are playing. If you know this information in fights, you can pre-aim doors, pre-fire around walls, position yourself for their pushes, or just know exactly where they're playing when you're being the aggressor. I play Bloodhound a lot. I love their kit because of how it allows me to get all of the necessary information for fights to myself and my team without even having to talk to them. Everyone can see the scan, it's awesome, and that alone can carry a fight. The Beast of the Hunt ultimate is also fantastic for fights. You get a free digi-threat, speed boost, and your scan is on a very fast cooldown. Hound ult is definitely up near the top in terms of ults for fights. The amount of stuff you get from it is just insane. I do play Bloodhound a lot when I stream, so if you want to check that out, it's over on Twitch under the same name, 8second Gaming. If you're wanting to learn how to play Bloodhound, that's probably the best place to ask questions because I can answer them with in-game examples. All of the legends in Apex are actually viable, but these legends just offer slightly more in fights for solo players to carry. Using one of these legends, learning them inside out and backwards, you will see massive boosts in terms of your carrying potential. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, remember to drop a like, and if you want to stay up to date with our videos, don't forget to hit that sub button as well. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.